So, good evening, everybody. I am super excited for this evening's chat. I've got Miika, who is a Google education trainer and has developed this amazing platform. He's all the way across the continent and up across Europe in Finland. And he's going to be sharing some amazing ideas with us about gamification around and looking at Finland's education system with related to games and other types of technologies, and then looking at his amazing platform. I do think the way that this platform is developed will be a really interesting concept in terms of how we can get children to be engaged with the questions that they answer and the questions that they ask. So I'm going to welcome Miika.
Okay,
Hi,
hey, thanks, Karen, for great intro. not much to say anymore.
So do you want to give us a bit of background about your teaching and your own journey and that kind of information?
Yeah, sure. Let's start from my mother, who is actually a woodwork teacher, as we could say. And like old teachers, they were teaching techniques and woodworks. In Finland, it was usually working with the wood. And she, as a female, she is like not really common to be a female woodworks teacher. So she was also studying a lot of technology and electronics and stuff like that. So when I grew up, I was always building Legos and building up my own machines from wires and batteries and DC motors and playing around with those things. I never thought that I was actually like learning something. But yeah, it's been like that. Of course, we had the top computers at home because my father was an engineer, and we always had like premium computers to construct engineering stuff. But I always broke them up in the evening while I was installing games and like getting used to the computers. And my father was like he was not like a angry man, but sometimes he got a bit angry from like messing up with the computer. Some things didn't work in the morning, and yeah, I guess he didn't either like think that as a learning process. And of course not me. I never thought it was anything like good to play the games and install them and set up the games and work with the computers so that the games will run better and so on. But yeah, here we are. I in the end I studied to a class teacher in Rovaniemi, Lapland of Finland, and I came to teach here in Helsinki capital area, and I was teaching for 9 years in one school. It's in suburbs of Helsinki area, and it's quite troubled neighborhood. In Finland, we don't have like a private school system. Pretty much all the schools are public schools, but there are some exceptions. But we always take the children from the near area, so that will make some schools which are built in different areas. They will be socially different backgrounds. And this school was in the middle of 70s, big apartment houses, like 10 or more floors and everything. So the apartment prices are really low. So there will be a lot of immigrants, and then again these Finnish natives who don't have like more money to live in anywhere else. So that's like the background where you start like your teaching career, and you fight with these problems that the kids are not motivated. They are not easily like, they will not listen to you like the ways that I'm used to at training school, or
Yes.
teaching in language that they know what you're saying. Like when you have more than half of the students don't speak your language, you have to be a magician, like you just must do something.
Yes.
Or you cannot like cope, you cannot do that job. I've seen it many times that teachers come with this idea of teaching somehow, and they start their work, but they get too frustrated because they don't see the results, they don't see it building up, they cannot do the teaching as they thought.
Yes.
And that's what I never had. Like I never had that idea that I should do this some way. I always had it that I have these kids and I'll start doing it how they prefer, like trying new things as long as I'll get there, like find the thing.
I think that makes so much sense. The first school I taught at was also in a lower class area, but we had children who spoke. We had 70 different nationalities at our school. So a wide range of languages that were spoken. And as you say, yes, that's really, really difficult in the space. Yes. So tell us, how did you get into what you're doing now, and how was Loru Games, or how did it come about?
Yeah, we'll get there. Like that's the start of the story, from coming from the problem. When you face a problem on your own work, you start to solve that. And Google for Education came big in Finland. In this city I was teaching, the city of Vantaa, and we had like big bunch of Chromebooks coming up, like one-on-one on my class, and I could like really start to utilize the technology in learning, like all the forms, tests, and everything, that I could start like get rid of the paper tests in some math manners. And I actually did music listening test with Google Forms. That's one of my favorite. Like which one is it? Is it Mozart or Beethoven? And
yes,
it's like really cool things you can do. Like, but there was always this problem for a long time while I was still playing in free time, like playing World of Warcraft and all the big hits out there. And I saw the kids also playing with the mobiles and computers at home, and I was talking about games with them. Like usually they are these troubled guys in the classroom who play, and when you're a teacher and you ask them every day, like what is your level now, and so on, they will like you get different kind of engagement.
That's true.
But but when you start thinking about it, the learning games and those, they are always built on iPads or Android devices because of how the system works. When you download the application, and it'll run on your device. But I saw that there's like something could be done for web browser based games also, because so many kids started playing these small games on mobile, like Flash games and HTML5 games now. And I realized that there's really potential also make really cool games for learning with Chromebooks.
Yes.
And this was something I was thinking for a long time, and I was talking with business people who said that, yeah, really cool idea, but we have so many things to do, and didn't really care about the education sector.
Yes.
I think it's too small, and it's the clients are too hard, they don't want to pay. And so I've heard everything. So in the end, when I started teaching a lot of programming, I actually learned programming while I was teaching it. I was teaching Scratch MIT Scratch, really great. If
Yeah.
some teachers ever tried it, go on. You should. You might learn something by yourself also.
Yes.
But yeah, I started like learning myself, and when I got enough skills on programming, I just quit my teaching job, daily job, and started programming. I got some own money and invested myself, and this is what we've been doing for almost a year now, and we have this product running.
So do you want to show us that now?
Yeah, that would be cool. So if someone didn't get it, the main things are we are working with Google for Education and with Chromebooks. Okay, there's some tooltips. Here we should have my screen.
There we go.
Yeah, nice. So the core thing is that we always make sure that everything works with Chromebooks and just on the website. So we don't build any apps. In this website, we have just a few videos to get started. But actually, if you go to this lorugames.com, the second time, you will not land on this page anymore. So this is like secret page, just to give you some information. But to make it the easiest way for the students, we wanted them to always get in this page straight away. So we have like sign in with Google here. That's one step, and then the students will land on this page. So when you, as a teacher, have been working already here, you created the group, you will have this class code. Lots of teachers in Finland have told me that they're really surprised that this is so easy and straightforward for kids, that they really surprised how easy it is to get in. But yeah, first we need to, as a teacher, we need to get to the teacher portal and create a group, because we will Karen's test group like this. We will collect the data. So that is one main thing to understand. We want to be transparent about it, so we don't hide the collecting of the data. So when we have this group here, the second thing is to get some questions. So as you can see, no active sets, and the sets mean the question sets. And we have some question sets here already. You can find some timetables and some in Finnish and so on. But it's also
my
really...
one's all about African animals. So the one I made is all about African animals, yes.
Okay. Is there some sets on Quizlet African animal?
No, I'm saying I made it on your platform.
So you did? It should be there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You did it by yourself. The search bar is not working really well yet.
Choose any one of yours, but I want to say, so my one.
Yeah.
So just for those listening, it's so easy, as Miika was saying, the platform in terms of putting your questions in and adding them to the dashboard. It's such a user-friendly tool in terms of creating the questions.
Yeah,
I think really, choose anything.
Yeah, that's really nice to hear from your mouth also. But as I'm showing here, we have a Quizlet, and I have been signed in here as a teacher, so I can export the Quizlet set.
Oh, wow, that's useful to know.
Copy, and we go into the Loru Games portal. We can import just a few clicks, and we have everything here.
Oh, that's even, I haven't tried that. That's really useful to be able to do that. Okay.
Yeah, well, if you have like math questions, there are like 140 questions in some sets in Quizlet.
Yes.
And
Yes.
there's so much questions that's on Quizlet. So
Okay. Thank you.
and
That's
we also
very-
have the export. If you wish, if you've done something in here and export it, we want to share it also. We have the same
okay,
system,
so
so you can get it on Quizlet.
nice.
And yeah, it was African animals. Yeah, this could be fun. Animals. We'll add some details later. But on my class here, I need to activate this set. With this tab, activate sets. I have many sets on this user.
Yes.
I could start removing them also. So I have African animals here.
So a set, for those of you who don't know, is the group of questions. That's right. Hey, Miika.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is a question set, like question and answer.
Yes.
And if you're filling these by yourself, you don't need to fill the wrong answers. If you leave them blank, we will randomize the wrong from the other correct ones.
Oh, okay.
It's automatically done on the game. So if the set is kind of like similar questions,
Yes.
so that all the teachers can know that the wrong answers have to be somehow fitting. So you cannot make a question that like about South Africa, that what is the capital and who is the president, because the wrong answers will be really stupid. Yeah.
Yes, then it'll be very obvious.
Yeah. In that case, you should fill in the wrong answers also.
Yes.
But
and do you have to use all 3 wrong answers?
No. If you leave any of them blank, it will be filled.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We always need 4 answers because it's really important for some games.
Yes.
So here we have the class which was created and it's empty. We don't have any members here. So we can join ourselves here. So if I click this one,
so for those of you
here.
Also, there's a code, so you can also give the code to your students. So there's a code by which they can join. If those of you use Google Classroom, similar to that. So there's a code, and the people can just insert that code. Yep.
Yeah, that's more familiar for teachers like who've been used to play Kahoot and so on.
Yes.
They can like use that. But we also have this link here, and this is for those who don't want to log in and who don't have the possibility to log in. And no, I cannot put it on the chat, but I can put it on here. Maybe Karen can
put it in the private comment again, and I'll grab it.
Yeah, yes, it's there. So
if you want to play, here's a link for you to. Oh, it's no good clicking it in this comment. Here's a link for you to play. So I'm popping the link into the comments. There we go.
Yeah, but with this link, the data will not be saved. Okay. And we need the data to be saved on our system because we want the students to have more of those questions they do not know.
Yes.
So we save the incorrect and correct answers every time. And as the students play, they will always get those questions that they answer incorrectly.
Okay, that makes sense. And also for the teachers to see. So that's really useful.
Yeah, let's mute the sound from the beginning. The song is really cool, but okay, I had a wrong group here. Let me show you changing the group. Yeah, as you can see, I'm in a test group now we made this changing the groups for example, higher education levels. You
Yes.
can go and have multiple groups for students.
So for those of you who are looking, perhaps before you go in, just scroll down. So what happens is you create your set of questions, and then the child can actually choose any one of the games to play your set of questions, which for me is really exciting. So whatever the children feel like playing, they can actually play that game to answer the questions, rather than you saying this is the game you have to play, which is also a really unique feature that Loru Games is introducing. That individuality and self-choice that the children make, I think, is fantastic.
Yeah, and as you might have seen, just the web page crashed, but there has been some problems with WebGL running sometimes. But I think all the teachers and students nowadays, they know that if the website will not work, they'll just refresh. So
Yes.
this application will not break. It will never be breaking your computer or anything, because you can always refresh and it starts working. So that,
yes, thank goodness we can refresh.
Yeah, you can just refresh and everything works.
So then we've chosen a game. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, chosen the group also. So now we have the correct question here. So which one is the leopard? I don't know the answers because this is pretty fast. I thought it was fast carnivore, but it was lion, I think.
That's very cool.
Lion must be not long. Cheetah-like, is it? No, it's a large, fast animal. It was just what I missed. Yeah, leopard again. This one. Yeah. Now I know the correct answer, as you can see here.
So I think when children are playing like this, it just engages them so much more. What have the children been saying to you that have been playing? That I know you said you've used it within your schools and things. What have children been saying to you, Miika, in terms of their reaction?
Yeah, it's usually when the new group starts playing, they will be saying that this is the coolest English class I've ever been. The reaction is something that all the teachers want to have sometimes. Of course, you cannot get rid of your math books and go on playing these games. I don't recommend it for anyone, but having these among your teaching, like having the bright eyes when they start playing and they like, this is the best lesson I've ever had, I've never been. And especially for those kids who I was talking before, like those ones who might have troubles in school anyways, because they might be playing games at home and they just don't get engaged with notebooks and such. So seeing some of those kids start memorizing English vocabulary for Finnish people, English is quite hard because there's not a lot of in common. So
yes. So the other day you were speaking about, for example, in Finland, how different it is in terms of the teachers and the choices they've got within their own teaching space, and the role that gamification can play within that space. Do you want to talk around that?
Yeah, I think that's that is one biggest thing that allowed me to go through this everything. In Finland, all the teachers can have such a freedom for their teaching. I've been very surprised when I've seen teachers from French filling out their notebooks where they have to report everything. And this date I have been teaching division and multiplication for 2 hours, and they have to write it down for some inspector or something. And in Finland, the teacher have so big freedom if they wish to start teaching without books. They like nothing can stop a teacher in Finland. Like, of course, that the principal will talk with the teacher if something is off, but it's something you cannot really imagine what would be the case that you are not allowed to do as a teacher.
So if you had to think about your game situation that you've created, what range of age groups are teachers using it? So from what school year are they starting? Have you seen them using it, and up to about what age group? So where do you think it fits?
Yeah, very, very good and an important question. We always think about like 10 years old kids when we build the games. Because that's important question, because we don't want them to be too lame, because that's what will make them feel and look like the books we've used to, like having this something that's so everything's made so lame. Well, when they're playing Fortnite and stuff at home, like, of course we cannot do that straight at school, but we can shoot the water gun and have this same kind of like thrill on the game. So sometimes like people ask if it's good for kindergarten, then I answer that try out a couple of games, like maybe with the teacher you can play the game with the bombs and shoot the bomb with kids. I think that's really suitable, but we think that games have to be a bit hard. They have to be like thrilling for the kids, so they will have some like feeling of competition even if they're like playing alone.
That makes a lot of sense. And the feedback that you've got from teachers, so I mean the product is still new in terms of that it was only developed last year. So what is the kind of feedback? And if people want to participate and give feedback, are you open to that? I see on your game space when you're playing or when you're working, you can give feedback. How does that help you?
Well, all the feedback, of course, it'll help. The most like smallest things, actually the students will find out bugs in the games, they will give feedback, and that's really important, because like big companies, when they build games, they will have huge teams of testing the games. We don't have that. We just have few people developing the games, and we will need to, in this phase, we'll need to publish them as they are, and sometimes they might be a bit laggy and buggy, but the students, they actually like to find those bugs and report them, and it's coming straight to my Slack channel, so I will read every comment, and sometimes the students might write something that's not really proper, but you can remember that on this side is also a teacher, and I know how it is, so it's not a problem for me. And sometimes I can see the URL for in which game the feedback comes from. So sometimes the angry words on the feedback might be something because of the game, and that's also feedback.
That's true. I mean, I think just allowing children to give feedback like that is just so important. It's teaching them other skills in terms of being responsible, having an input into things that are being developed. I think there's so many other benefits that teachers and parents whose children are using the game can actually then be using that and saying, but you helping to develop the product, you are being responsible in terms you're seeing something and you're sharing. And I think that's really lovely that we encourage that. I don't think even when the product doesn't have bugs, I don't think you should remove it. I think it's something that can be used as part of the learning in using the games.
Yeah, that is actually some key point you just made there, that we don't want to be ready. Like, that's not how things are developed nowadays.
Yes,
nothing's ready ever. If something's ready, then you can put it in a trash bin. Like then it's getting old. Like we are not going to let them rot in how they are. We are developing them and changing everything, and we want to be like a gaming company. So in Halloween we just had some pumpkin pies everywhere, like pumpkins in there, and so we have these kind of events for the games, and we have really big dreams about the game side, but also about the teachers portal, because what I didn't show yet, there is also a data side.
So tell me when you're ready and we can show people that.
Yeah. This SteamYard application might be a bit heavy for my high-end PC. No. So
we can see it.
Yeah, you can see my data. So this is our founder team, and this is the question set. This is in Finnish, it's division. So we have some division questions. As you can see in here, we have division, and in here we have Japanese hiragana symbols. These are, I don't know if there's someone listening who knows some hiragana, but I didn't know any when I started developing these games. I wanted to have something that I don't know anything about. And that's how you have to test some learning, start learning something by yourself. And I've been developing this data here, playing the games. So I can see here that this symbol in Japanese, it's sa, or how could you pronounce it? I think it's sa. I think Japanese is pretty much the same in Finnish, like onomatto, poetic language.
Okay. But I think the data is just so important, and often we don't, as teachers, really analyze the data, which is something which we should be doing, because then we can really help our students and begin to use that data to make personalized learning. So this dashboard is fantastic in terms of it's recording the results no matter which game the children are playing, and you can access that and see how they're doing.
Yeah, I would myself use it as teacher, for example, language. If you're teaching Spanish, you had Afrikaans lessons, or
English and Afrikaans, and Zulu, and
So I would use it in language lessons, and I would tell the students that we're gonna have this test from this vocabulary, and then I would tell them that you can study in this system. So try out, play these games, and study the new words.
Yes.
And when they come to school, or the test time will be, then I would tell them that it's done already. The test is done. Everything's here, and we have the data done.
And you learned the words because you played.
Yeah, and I've tried it out actually myself, and I use Google Forms. I have Google Sheets where I have this Quizlet set, and then I have Google Forms where I copy all the really fast. Like you copy just on the forms and you make the test, and then you let them play, and then in the end you will test them. And I've seen that this data is correct the same. The ones who have the highest scores here will have the highest scores on the forms test. So it will show you quite fast. But I don't want it to be used for grading. I want it to be used to find these red ones, find the ones who have the troubles, and like from the beginning, not in the time when it's time for a test and everything's ready and we've already studied, but when the studying starts, you'll find these ones who will have the trouble, and you go with them like, you have trouble with these questions, let's go through them. Like
exactly. Yeah. And for me, I think that's exactly showing teachers how to read the data to really benefit their teaching, rather than just, as you say, looking at the end for a mark. That's not why we do little assessments. And for me, I suppose that's the other reason why I just love this platform, the idea of learning through play, and at the same time building your knowledge and your comprehension and your understanding in a really fun and different manner. And a choice. Today I feel like playing this game, will I play that? And tomorrow I play another one, and we're just having fun. I think that's very cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and you will have all the free users will have the button here to activate the trial, so everyone will get 30 days to see the data. But after that, we just try out if you find the online shop, or contact the support email, and we'll see what kind of deal we can get. So I don't know if we mentioned everything. The playing is free. The importing and building the question sets, it's free. But only thing that is on premium is this data here. So
yeah, and if schools are wise, that's what can really, really benefit them as educators, and therefore really benefit their students. Yeah.
Yeah, and we would like to develop that side also, because these games, we have this many already, and we're gonna develop them. And actually, in 2 weeks, we will have at least 3 more games here.
Oh wow! Yeah.
And we want to develop the data side, maybe to offer the principals some like data from whole school, like check out where the mathematics are going.
Yes.
Like, but yes, if you have any ideas, also send a feedback and let us know what you think.
That's fantastic. And I think the range of games is really nice too, that it would interest both girls and boys. There's a really nice mix of the kinds of games that you've got on the platform for children to choose from. I think that's really lovely in terms of the variety within the space. So I think that makes it more fun and interesting for the children. Yeah. I really love the idea of choice. Often we don't give children choices like this in a classroom. This is the activity, and you've sort of got to do it. Whereas, yes, you've got to do it, but you can choose how you want to play it, which I think is lovely.
Yeah, so there is this, of course. I'm not talking as a salesperson. I'm talking as an educator. So I admit that usually when I start with these games with the new subject, for example, like English vocabulary that they don't know at all, I will tell them to play 3 tries of this quiz game, which will have the questions really fast. So there will be some data. If I encourage them to make mistakes, like be fast and fast and fast. So they will have some data about the learning already when they start playing other games. Some of the games we are trying to make the game so that they have to answer the questions quite often, but some of the games are quite chill, so the students can like chill out, not answering questions there. But I think it's everywhere. You can see it in all the activities we use in the classroom. But if you see the data on the teacher portal, I was using this in a remote class. So I could see that there was this student who was not doing any answers. So
Yes,
I would just tell him that, what are you doing? Like, what's happening there?
that's true.
Yeah.
This has been a fantastic discussion, Miika. I really love your product. And I just see so much value for schools and for teachers and the individual learners within using something like this. As we begin to close, what are your sort of final thoughts that you'd like to share for the evening?
Well, of course, I call for all the educators around the world to help us. And the biggest thing all the educators can do right now is to try it out and play with the students. We are as a company, we are in this phase where you don't have any funding and you need investment to get it better. So I don't call anyone to pay for me, but just use it for free. If we get enough users, we'll get the money from somewhere. Like, use it for free and we'll be really happy.
Oh, thank you. I wish you all the best for this venture. I really, really like the thinking, and I can see the benefit in terms of schools and teachers. So thank you for your time this evening. Thank you for sharing and for your honesty. Also for your insights just in terms of how different your schooling is to ours down here. So thank you so much, Miika, for your time.
Hey, anytime, Karen. I really wish one day I will travel to South Africa and
that would be fantastic.
See how it is.
Yeah. That would be fantastic. So thanks, everyone. Good night, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Thanks.